Hey, you know what's worse than being single on Valentine's Day? Being a single Yankee fan on Valentine's Day who has to watch and talk about a movie about a Red Sox fan who falls in love, and it's about the 2004 season in which the Yankees blew a 3-0 lead. So you're sitting here complaining? Oh, dude, welcome to my life. Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Murphy from the Sports Insanity Network, and welcome to a new segment here called Murphy's Sports Cinema, in which I review, well, sports movies. We all love sports, and we love movies, so this is part of a new series. I'm very excited about it. And our first victim, our first movie I'm going to review for this series is the 2005 film Fever Pitch, starring Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. The story is about Ben, who, as a kid, just moved up to Boston, had no friends, moved there because of his parents' divorce. He just sat around and moped around the house. And then one day, his mom says, "You know what? Enough moping around," and calls his Uncle Carl, who is a huge Red Sox fan and a season ticket holder, and takes Ben to his first Red Sox game. And then, other than after that, Ben becomes an obsessive fan. Later on, as an adult, now played by Jimmy Fallon, Ben inherits his uncle's Red Sox season tickets. So Ben is now a school teacher and taking a few of his students on a field trip. He meets Lindsay, played by Drew Barrymore. She is right now in the line for a promotion. And the two, and when they meet, the two start to, they start to fall in love and all that fun jazz. And, because it's like that time in life, they're both almost 30. And Lindsay gives a little spiel about, I'm almost 30, the dating pool is shrinking. And her friends are skeptical of him because, okay, he seems cool, but, he's 30 and why is he still single? Until one day, Ben tells Lindsay that he is a diehard Red Sox fan and that has been a factor in every relationship he's been in. And the girls that he's been dating just think he's obsessed and they run away. And Lindsay finds it kind of charming because he goes, hey, he's passionate about something. And then I'm not going to give away the whole film, and I'm going to talk about some certain scenes. Okay, now, what do I think about this movie? I'm going to be honest with you. I think Jimmy Fallon's character, Ben, and Lindsay, Drew Barrymore's character, I think their relationship is a little toxic. Like, I don't think he's abusive. Like, he seems like a nice guy, but the thing is, and this is of all sports fans, this is someone who puts his team over his relationship. And like, listen, I love the Yankees as much as the next person, but would I put a Yankee game over my family and friends? No, absolutely not. Like, or would I put a Giant game over my family and friends? No. If I was dating someone, no. And I think here Ben is just a little childish. Like sometimes, and listen, as much as it hurts, like I've had to go on to family events where I've had to miss Yankee games and Giant games. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. It sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And the film doesn't really support him either. It makes his Red Sox fandom look like a drug addiction. That's my one criticism. It makes his fandom look like a drug addiction. Like there is a scene where he has to miss a Yankees Red Sox game to go to one of Lindsay's friends' birthday parties. And the Red Sox are losing, but then they come back in the game and win, and he gets so upset, and that's what leads to the breakup. Dude, tough luck. Things happen, but they make it look like he's addicted. So the movie doesn't do him much favors either. But I think for the most part, Ben does seem like an interesting guy. But you can kind of tell why he's so obsessed with his fandom. Because there is a scene when Ben takes Lindsay to her first game and he introduces her to all his friends who are sitting in those sections. And especially this gentleman who's the narrator, Al Waterman. No, he really talks like that, who Ben met at his first game. I get it. Because baseball is like family. And Ben's Uncle Carl, they mentioned in the beginning of the movie that Uncle Carl had no children of his own and introduced him to the Red Sox like he would do if he had his own son. And that's why Ben inherited Uncle Carl's tickets, because that is family and keeps up the memories of his uncle. And we don't know the much relationship between Ben and his dad. It's briefly mentioned that his father died 2 years before the story took place, but it's not anything mentioned about their relationship. So Ben looked to Uncle Carl as like a father figure. But the movie doesn't really tell us that. Like, the most we see is maybe a picture of Ben and Uncle Carl on his dresser when Ben was a kid, but that's it. Now Lindsay, she seems nice. She seems like someone you would want to go to know, but she her personality is just overall, trying to get the promotion at work, which, yeah, go work hard, but I feel like that's what they make her personality. And, even though Ben has issues, I like how in the beginning she's willing to say, hey, you know what? He likes something. He's passionate about something. Good for him. But there is times in the relationship where Ben takes Lindsay to games where she has to leave work early. And if you're someone who's vying for a promotion and you need to leave work early, that's not going to look too good. So, do I think Ben is a horrible person? Not necessarily, but he is flawed. Now, the humor in this movie, it is funny. It's your typical 2000s rom-com humor. It's nothing grand or special, but it is pretty funny. And another thing is this takes place during the historic 2004 season. To my chagrin. You see why this is torturous, folks? Why I have to watch this dang movie? But I'm doing it for you because I love you. But they give the winks to the camera, like when they get the season tickets, like, this is gonna be our year. You know it's gonna be the year. They say it's the year. Okay, I'm not gonna try to get too angry about this. But the rest of the characters, Ben's friends, while a little odd, they do seem cool. And they seem like the friends who actually care. Like when there's a scene when Ben and Lindsay, when they break up and Ben is depressed and they come to see if he's okay, like, that's what friends would do in that situation. While Lindsay's friends, except for the one, the rest of them seem okay. There's this one who's like super toxic because she's a, constant ladder climber, if that's a term. If it isn't, it is now. But the rest of the characters, they don't really play much into the film. Okay, now some interesting facts about the movie. The movie is actually based off of a 1997, no, 1992, I'm sorry, 1992 novel, Fever Pitch by Nick Hornby. The and it is loosely, and by loosely, I mean they just use the title. Nick Hornby's movie, Nick Hornby's book is actually about him growing up and being a fan of the Arsenal football team and their last minute 1989 league title win. It's just about his childhood and being a fan of that team. There and this movie is actually the second adaptation of the book. There was one in 1997 of the same name, played by starring Colin Firth, which has a little bit of the love story in there. Okay, maybe one of these days I'll review that movie. Stay tuned. Outside North America, this movie is actually called The Perfect Catch to avoid confusion with the 1997 film. And Hornby actually serves as executive producer of this film. And and also some other things when it comes to casting, Gwyneth Paltrow was actually the first choice to play Lindsay, but she didn't like the script, so she declined and was then replaced by Drew Barrymore. The filmmakers assumed that the Red Sox were going to lose in the playoffs in 2004, and they thought that's how it was going to end. But when the Red Sox made that historic comeback, they had to rewrite the ending and go to Busch Stadium in St. Louis so they could film the ending with the Red Sox winning the World Series. Yes, I cringed saying that. And overall, I think this movie, I have its criticism. I have my criticisms of it, but I think the movie is fine. I think Ben, with his flaws, can be relatable to someone who's a diehard fan. I think Lindsay's a good example of, you know, if the man is into sports and the woman isn't, it's okay to let him have his time and watch his games. Does it go a little too far? Yes, but that's just me. Okay, and how am I going to rate this? There will be a rating system here for every sport a movie is based on. I'm going to do a rating system that's built around that sport. So the rating system here, worst will be strikeout, then will be base hit, and best home run. So I will give Fever Pitch a solid base hit. A solid movie, nothing great. It's not terrible. I would say it's a good watch. So if you like what you see here, and why wouldn't you? Because its content's amazing, go to www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Check out our blogs, vlogs, check out our bios, check out our podcast available on all platforms, and like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell on this YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, so stay safe and take care.